Good afternoon, beautiful people out there, beaming and casting out and transmitting and receiving 4-T, the sanctuary. Pursuit of the golden truth. Sitting before you and channeling through my blood lineage, my ancestral regency of the blood lineage, the Solar Jaguar Emperor. Helping, assisting, and supporting humanity in general, human beings, earthlings, residing on Mother Goddess Gaia. We can't change history, but we learn from history and we change the future, because we are the future. Intent, pulse, receptivity, enchanting, the great mass awakening, unstoppable, inevitable, irreversible, unavoidable. Awake to who you truly are in your authenticity, biological, blueprinted self. Come to that realization in our civilization, and we create stabilization. Because at the moment, you've got destabilization, and it's a hell of a mess in our outer world that we sit in. In your inner world, you should be following my instructions and directions, and by my command, you should have inner peace in your inner world. Okay, love, harmony, aligning with everything, and storing all that energy. Storing the energy for a rainy day. Well, for the day that's needed it. As I said, there's been a lot of disobedience, because a lot of people find eating babies offensive, and why wouldn't you? Eating babies is very, very offensive, and that is why it is offense to do something like evil like that. Anyway, so as I said, there's a lot of people here in Australia offending other human beings living and residing as they call home. Australia. And Australia for Australians, and that is exactly what it is, pure and simple. And you want to make Australia home and assimilate and integrate with the culture. And we'll never forget our brothers and sisters, the first Indigenous human beings to reside here was, yes, the Indigenous race. Exactly what it is, isn't it? As we're over 6,000 years ago, the Indigenous human beings over there in the southern of France, the Prianis. Synergy comes in. Synergy comes into it with the synchronicities. We are succeeding with success because we are victorious, because we are conquerors. And we keep forging ahead. And you keep on putting out and directing the unconditional divine love directed out to each and every one of you. The golden light, the golden truth is flowing out now, big time, big time, because I'm capable of making big things happen. And this is why I have the 11, the 22 and the 33. We're progressional stages, levels and phases we go through. And as I said, this darkness, evilness, well, they distort things and take things out of context and twist things around, don't they? If you know what someone means and you know through your gut feeling what's going on, that's all you need. That's all you need. And as I illuminate in the path of righteousness with the being a messenger and visionary for us human beings, all documented and scientific facts now with me biology and genealogy and genetic authenticity, blueprinted human being. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We forge ahead, we forge forward. And this is with vitality, fatality, hope and faith. And with God's grace and God's favour. Pure and simple, pure and simple. And get rid of all this, all unpureness. Because all they want to do is run yes with dividerism. Okay, that's how they work. That's their strategies. They always want to divide the human race. So we're fighting amongst ourselves, and you're oblivious to what this evilness is doing because you're too busy thinking about fighting amongst us. That's why I love the dividerism. Doesn't work any long. That's a stupid, foolish strategy. Us cultures, as I said to the last program, as you're watching, now we're progressing. Now all cultures like we did, right? You go back to the beginning to have new beginnings. You learn from the old beginnings. That is our historical facts and facts. Not the Habsburgs' forgeries and that fiction that we're living in now. If you go back to the facts, and nature always has a naturally way of correcting itself. Because it's unbalanced. It's way unbalanced at the moment. You can see that how divideism, they go, the left is over here, too woke and wokeness. Where did this wokeness come from? Another word they plucked from thin air to divide the masses again. Get out of this dividedism. We're in the collectivism and consciousnism. Okay, all these ones now, as we go up into the higher consciousness, they'll be left behind. They'll be obsolete and irrelevant because their conscious is going to get the better of them. As I said, it's going to be a nightmare for them. Every evil act and stuff and things they've done is going to compound on their consciousness. They won't be able to handle that with all these terrible, terrible sins and acts they've done. That's why the evilness, and that includes the criminals, the gangsters, the critters, the creatures, the monsters. Demons not so much, because demons, well, they just run how they run, don't they? But that's the rogue demons. Who rules them is the devil himself. And as I said, you got to be careful what contracts you do out there. And be careful what you wish for. And choose wisely. But these evil ones, the evil ones I've just mentioned, will not be able to once they come into the knowing, put it that way, once they come into the knowing with their consciousness, they will not be able to take all their evil doings in, and they'll crumble and fall apart. A lot will probably just take the easy way out and suicide. They're stabbing each other in the back now, and they're all starting to go the oohs and the ahs and stumbling. The big stumbling blocks happening for them now because they can't sleep. They've got insomnia. That's what happens. They won't be able to sleep. They'll toss and turn and sweat, and they won't be able to sleep because that is they're just desserts, and that is nature correcting itself, because we're about We are nature. We are nature. And this is why I bridge the celestial and the terrestrial. I am the bridge for that. And that is why I sit here as the Solajagra Emperor. And as I say, I said surprises, but there is really no surprises anymore. As I say, you just go with the flow, and we're all about being successful because we are a part of that success. And I know, as I said, I don't know what the true workings are, and there's a lot of questions that I don't have the answers to, but that's just because the best policy is honesty, isn't it? You just tell as much as you know. Well, you inform the masses of the golden truth and the golden facts on who I am. There is no hiding. You don't hide. There's no need to hide because we're strong. We're well protected. We defend ourselves. And we've got the guidance and protection of the Most High and the archangels. That's very, 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 very strong. And this is why I'm here in the now and present. School's in for many, many lessons to embrace, to acknowledge, accept, become aware, adaptability, and let's all our cultures mix in. And we've done this many, many moons ago. As I said, with the Anglo-Saxons, the Jutes, the Celts, about 4 or 5 cultures there, wasn't there? We learned to integrate and we assimilated and we bred all those cultures together to how we got here today. And we just call that Anglo-Celts. And this is where all the laws and that came from. It was our Anglo-Celts passed down the line. But for the far last, 700 years through this fiction, because the Habsburgs were told, first time, how absurd was these forgeries. The second time, how absurd. Then they just waited and played the long game, didn't they, for their emperor. I think Rudolph was part of their, relative, blood lineage. So he just approved it. You can't approve forgeries on forgeries. This is why we're in such a mess now. And as I say, documented scientific DNA fact, and this is why it's been produced and materialised in the last 20 odd years with our DNA to fix things. Because you can't alter DNA. You can still forge paperwork, but we're on to that. You have witnesses and we have officers, investigators. To know for a fact what your DNA is, your authentic, blueprinted codes, all that, everything that goes with your genetic makeup. Go back to the old beginnings to do new beginnings, new foundations. This is why I carry the 22, it's installed in me, 22, the master builder and the master teacher, to teach everybody how it is, the golden truth. Did everybody forget our Most High, called God? Some people call it Allah. You can call him Mickey Mouse. Different names. He has the same meaning and purpose as our Creator, architect of the universe. Another one, the true Masons called, until the Masons were infiltrated. As I said, all brought the regency of the blood lineage. That's what it is, the regency. This raw word, how distorted, is that getting taken out of context now too? Royal musicians. I just heard Royal Robert Irwin meeting Royal William. Come on. Got to get out of this trance and this big fiction plane we're on at the moment and come back to reality, our realm and our plane and our timeline. Simples and facts. And thank goodness we can trace my blood lineage for meaning and purpose, isn't it? For all those naysayers and those stupid trolls and foolish people and people that just aren't thinking right because they've been indoctrinated. We've got to undoctrinate you. As I said, unprogram you, reprogram you, re-educate you the right way. As our forefathers, Charlemagne. And this is why it goes into the Duke. Education. The Duke, D-U-C. Have a look how many words have the D-U-C in it. All has meaning and purpose. Lovely. It's all lovely. Loving it and living it. And we are exactly where we're supposed to be at this point in the matter of the moment. And I am sitting where I should be at this point of the matter and moment, because we're moving along. And really it's out of our control because it's God's plan, God's glory and God's kingdom. I just sit here as his messenger and visionary for what's happening down here on his creation, as we too are his creation. If you want to get biblical, 2 genders, male and female. But as you know how that story goes, Adam was here in the Garden of Evil and he got tempted by, the devil, which came as a serpent or a snake, but I think that's all been twisted up and distorted too. Everything gets distorted. As I say, when those Chinese whispers, when it gets down the 20th person, have a look what you originally whispered in the first person and see what the story's like on that 20th person. Well, this is what happens when you go down 20 generations. They've changed this generation now in a short time because they're controlling the mass media of deceptions, trying to hoodwink you again. But that's why my generation now, because we were programmed the old ways, the original ways, until it started getting distorted, and they're taking words and using those words, weaponising royalty. How you shouldn't even be saying those words anyway. What would happen if you mentioned those words and you were disintegrated into dust? I guess not many people would be saying those words, would they? As I say, sick of all this stuff I see in front of me, which is just fiction. It's just fiction. And it's original of sovereign is your Superanus, which is above, and that's your chief. And that's another word, sovereign is being distorted. And you can see how they've twisted and stuffed everything up and put it out in the mass media on how bad true royalty is. They've done it, they've orchestrated all this on purpose. So you'd be disenchanted with those fake ones. But they're not the true ones. It's the true blood lineage, the regency of the blood lineage. That is why you got no connections with you, with any of the masses. It's in your blood. It's in your blood and your bones and your soul and your spirit and your well-being. Look after your well-being. As I said, be very, very careful what contracts you sign, not only here on this evil plane, but also the contracts we signed before we got here, which you don't remember because they erased your memory. You're only thinking day in, day out, day in, day out. Not a good way. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. You've got to meet the challenges, overwrite the challenges that have been wrong from 700 years ago, probably longer. And I'm up to that challenge to make things good again and great again and prosper for the populace. Using your intuition. 2112, 11 and the 22. Universe and God work in mysterious ways. So we work in mysterious ways down here too with alchemical force. Alchemy. I use all my gifts and I share those gifts with you guys. The children of the children of the children. This is who we're looking after. And then you grow up as teenagers and into adulthood. And then you start aging, which is unfortunate. Haven't got a cure for that. So we just age gracefully with great, great sacred wisdom and sacred knowledge that we pass on to the younger generation after we unprogram. And I thought I would have had a lot of 20 to 30-year-olds now joining into the harmony and the hymns of the frequencies. Anyway, it'll happen. 1212, persistence. All right, so universe communicating with us, synergy, synchronicities, signs, symbols, all a happening thing, all part of the process. And as I illuminating the path of righteousness, everyone's quite welcome to come on board and we'll weave and disperse and dispose of the unrighteous. They won't come, only the righteousness will come anyway, because there's a protection energy force there that will not allow any bad into our environment now anyway, our righteousness. And as I said, I don't know how it all works, but I know I'm part of that workings and the teachings on what stage and level and phase we are now. And I just go with the flow. I find out the truth, I find out the facts, and then I put out the facts amongst the masses. And you've got to start remembering and even thinking back 12 months instead of day to day. And your short attention span, you should be watching all my videos, because there might be something good at the end. Who knows? Might be worth watching. As I say, it's no accident that you've been brought here anyway, because you know exactly who I am and what I'm doing here, what my meaning, function, mission, because I speak the golden truth. There's probably plenty people out there trying to dig up mud on me. I'm not going to find any mud when I've been, well, living a life of happiness and purpose and joyness. And you go digging into me past lives, you're going to see the same thing. This is why we have been chosen with our pure leadership, our leadership skills, and why I've been gifted with all the astrology and numerological gifts, traits. 6'4". Emperor Charlemagne was 6'4". All you got to do, no such thing as a coincidence. It all happens for an incidence. No more surprises. All these hidden things the good, the bad, and the ugly is being revealed to you guys as a populace and viewers out there. And as I said many, many moons ago too, follow us if you wish and subscribe. And now, because this evilness works on algorithms. We're with the rhythm. Get with the rhythm of life. Rhythm of life. Tongue twisters. See, tongue twisters, brain fog, clouding our minds, taking away your critical thinking. The universe has had enough. Our Creator has had enough. As I say, I sit here as a bridging the celestial and terrestrial, as a temporal chief, lord, messenger, protector, defender, visionary, builder, and teacher. Intuition, moderation, patience, flow, clarity, joy, movement, self-realization, taking action, an unconditional love, all of the above, as below, as above, so below, as without, so within. The importance of the matter, of the principle, of the moment. Time to implement long cherished ideas. You're on the right track toward making your dreams, visions a reality. Our reality in our realm, our plane, our timeline. Simples. You're on the right track toward making your dreams and visions a reality. The right people. The right people. Good men, good women. And it doesn't matter, because we're all human beings. If you get away from that culture, you see how we done it with the Angles, Jutes, Celts, Saxons, all back in England when we all assimilated and cultivated. And look how prosperous we've been, forming that monocultural system, Anglo Celts. And by the way, that's how England originated, from the Angles. That's where the birth name came from for England, from the Angles. Do not forget how and where we came from. Been a lot of struggles, a lot of sacrifices, a lot of battles. Why should we go in the battle now with the Arabs when the Arabs haven't got their act together? And as you know, over there in their lands, I guess, well, their culture's over there, and you know where I'm talking about, Saudi Arabia, all around that area. They're tribes over there that haven't assimilated. We're more advanced, put it that way. We're more advanced in the Arab world, because we're assimilated and integrated way back. A few couple of 100 years now, isn't it? Right? So now they have to learn to assimilate it and integrate with the Anglo Celts, I guess. Why go against it with a fake religion? You know, people will try and cut me up for saying all this, but if you go with your spiritual side, as I said, all those religions were created for control and power. The spirituality, it's free. It's free. It's a part of you. Why have all these powerful religion organisations, why do they have great wealth if part of the world is starving, or another part of the world's just got no money at all? Homelessness. This is what I'm, demons demons, rogue demons. They'll be pulled back to Hades through Lucifer. Lucifer is collecting. Because it's all about the book of Revelations, isn't it? The right people, circumstances and resources are being sent your way. Happiness and new opportunities at hand. Trust in the process. Don't say too many could go against me if they've been re-educated and reprogrammed when they know the golden truth. It's only those ones stuck in the old programs that will try and go against you because they need to be re-educated. And some are going to be staying behind. And there's no fault of their own. It's sad. It's sad because they refuse to be part of the Enlightenment, I guess. They just too stuck in their ways and too pig-headed and too ignorant and arrogant to see the golden truth. I hope not, because as I said, I don't lose hope and faith in you guys. It's a sign that everything will work out in your favour and your dreams will come true soon. Apologise for me throat chakra. I'm still going through the process of fixing me throat chakra. All right, 1, 2, 1, 2. Persistence again. It's a big shift, a big shift. Enthusiasm, gratitude, contentment, new experiences. Oh, happy day. Love this card. How many times? Multiplying, amplifying, and just have all your reciprocators over and now receiving through your chakras, receiving and transmitting, because it's a great mass awakening, unstoppable, inevitable, irreversible, unavoidable. Awake you guys are. Rise and shine, abracadabra. Oh, happy day. An ample opportunity related to your life's purpose is just around the corner. Take immediate action once it pops up. Pop, pop, pop music. Of course, a lovely partnership or an epic event is also in the cards. House of Cards. Okay. 22, 2, 2 on the side, 11 in the middle. The messenger, the visionary. There I sit here as the Solar Jaguar Emperor. And that channels through, that comes through me shamanic, solar white wizard, kin, KIN 74, pulsing, an intent, receptivity, and enchanting, because we are conquerors way back. So I'm watching over you, because it's all up to you. It's all up to you guys. People power, with a true natural born leader. Even if it seems like you're not making any meaningful progress, stick with it. Just stick with your guns. Things are moving in the right direction. If you see this number, it's a sign that everything will work out in your favour and your dreams will come true soon. Been manifesting for 30 years. It's coming in the fruition. Fruition is already there. I see the synergy and the synchronicities and what people are speaking, because speech creates and my speech creates, and as it flows out to the masses, it's coming on mainstream television. And as I said, channel 7, 9 and 10 supposed to be unbiased and independent programs. So our independent programs, them programs are being distorted too for the disruption, for the dark energy, Time to push that dark energy aside, the evil energy, dark, evil energy, and start riding on the righteous path of eliminating the path, the righteous path, to all jump on.